You're ready to retire. You can almost smell the fresh cut grass out on the golf course. Doesn't that sound nice? But before you hang up your suit and tie for good, our next guest says there's one mistake you should avoid if you want to live out your golden years comfortably. Larry Spath is here with us this morning. Larry, how are you, my friend? He's the founder of Retirement Protection Solutions, and you come here all the time with great advice for our viewers. And you say one of the single biggest mistakes retirees are making. What is that?
Well, probably as you move closer to retirement, or maybe you're in retirement for that matter, is not reducing the total risk in your portfolio. So we see many portfolios that come in, and a lot of people have that 70%, 80% exposure to the stock market. And if you're close to retirement and the stock market tanks, you're devastated.
Right.
You'll never earn it back in time for your planned retirement. And if you're in retirement, kid, imagine you're taking money out for income and the market maybe takes away 30, 40, 50% of your portfolio. Devastating. Can't let it happen.
So how much should pre-retirees aim to reduce their stock exposure?
Good question. So Prudential, right, says that you should reduce it by 40 to 60%. Now that's a pretty big swing. So what we like to say is, first we need to find out your income goals. So once we know your income goal, what your base guaranteed income is going to be with Social Security, pension, and your other assets, then we can drive to how much should we move into an indexed retirement account. Because with those products, those tools, not only can we maximize your income by getting you a 10% match on your money, plus 10% growth until you take income, kind of like a pension, but we'll get an insurance company to guarantee you no market-linked risk of loss and a guaranteed income.
So sadly, we saw millions of people have this happen to them in 2008 when the stock market crashed. Why do you think so many people continue to make the same mistakes, and why haven't we learned from our mistakes?
See, that's a great question, and that's why I like being on your program, et cetera, to get the word out, because I think most people just don't understand or know that these products and tools are out there for them to use. So what I like to do is tell stories, right? So a nice couple came into our office a couple months ago. They were age 60 and they wanted to retire at 65, okay? So they had roughly, between Social Security and pension, about $54,000 in guaranteed income. But they wanted 70 as their base guaranteed income. So what we did, out of their TSP account in their IRA that totaled about $600,000, we rolled out $184,000, got the 10% match, then we got 10% growth on that, so that when they actually retired at 66, they had an additional $16,000 a year guaranteed lifetime income backed by a legal reserve insurance company. That was the key. So that told us how much money they should move out of the market so that they can have that guaranteed income for life. And then the rest of the money we put in one of our actively managed portfolios that was in the market. But an actively managed portfolio drives towards gains when the market's good and will automatically adjust and get defensive when the market's heading down. So we really want to protect that asset, grow it over there to supplement your guaranteed income, offset inflation, things like that.
Right. So let's talk about what you would consider safer alternatives for people that are watching right now.
Good question. So a safer alternative might be an indexed annuity, but there's thousands of annuities out there, kid, and some of them, quite frankly, I just hate them. Like the variable annuities, I say stay away from them. You can still lose money, high costs, etc. But there's a few indexed annuities with income riders like what I'm talking about here. I mean, 10% bonus, a match on your money, plus 10% growth. Then when you retire, that number converts to lifetime income. That's powerful.
Larry, if people are watching right now, what's the next step that they take if they want to make some changes? Larry's the expert, so all of what you do every day is making sure you know the right and wrong.
Right.
So what should people do?
Here's what a lot of people don't do. Even people with considerable assets, they don't have a legitimate lifetime retirement income plan, right? So we want to put together that plan. That's really our specialty, is put together that retirement income plan, test it against inflation, increasing healthcare costs, good markets, bad markets, and run those simulations so that we know you're going to make it all the way through retirement inclusive of inflation and market losses, so we want to protect on that.
All right, Larry and his team have done something special for Let's Talk Live viewers. We're going to put a number up on the screen right now, and there are 15 spots for appointments available right now. Your time is valuable. It fills up quickly, but you've set aside 15 spots just for Let's Talk Live viewers. So if you call Larry's office right now, here's the phone number, 1-800-611-1952. Set up an appointment. And
Correct.
you're also going to get a free copy of the book when you set up that appointment.
We want to educate people that come in. So when they come in, we're going to give them a copy of Patrick Kelly's book, Stress-Free Retirement. We're going to teach them how these programs work. We're going to teach them how these strategies work, not only to enhance your retirement income, but to protect it. And so once they've learned how to do that, we'll put it all in place, and pretty much everybody's happy. And the other issue is fees and costs, right?
Exactly.
We all know about them.
Right.
So with your first appointment, those first 15 callers, we're going to waive the $1,500 fee.
So look at that right now for those that call. Again, let's put that number up, 1-800-611-1952. Take advantage of this great deal. Larry Spath, always great to see you. Thank you so much for all the great advice that I know you're helping so many viewers out with. And thank you again for those special appointments. We'll have more of Let's Talk Live right after the break.
Cool.